This is a Best Syndication video production. On October 3rd, 2007, I traveled to the new Victorville City Hall and County Center for the opening ceremonies. At that time, I interviewed San Bernardino County 1st District Supervisor Brad Mitzelfelt and Victorville Mayor Terry Caldwell. This is that interview.
I'm 68 or 69 next month.
Would you two like to introduce yourself?
I'm Terry Caldwell, Mayor of the City of Victorville.
Brad Mitzelfelt, 1st District San Bernardino County Supervisor.
Can I ask you a couple questions before we start? What got you interested in politics in the first place?
Him or me?
Both of you. You start out, Mayor Caldwell.
I did not have an interest in politics. I volunteered to be on the City Planning Commission in 1968. And in 1972, Governor Reagan appointed then Mayor Joe Campbell to the Superior Court bench. City Council asked me to fill the remaining 2 years of his term. I was honored to be asked, so I said yes. That was 36 years ago, and I haven't found a way to extricate myself yet.
And Brad, what got you interested in politics?
I was a Marine in the Middle East, and I was on deployment for Operation Desert Shield Desert Storm, and I was visiting the rear echelon one day, and I reached into a big box of books for something to read during downtime, and I pulled out a biography of Barry Goldwater, and I read it, and I've been hooked ever since. Great.
First question was going to deal with water. The recent court case in Fresno has kind of put a made a water shortage for Southern California. Has Victorville done anything recently about that, Mayor Caldwell?
Well, we have not done anything specifically in reaction to the judge's decision in Fresno. It's really just happened. We're waiting to see whether or not there will be an appeal of that decision or a motion for reconsideration. It's hard to make a decision of how to react to it until we know that it's a final decision. I think what Victorville will ultimately do if this decision stands is that we'll become more aggressive in terms of water conservation and trying to urge the city and the citizens to be more cognizant of planting drought-resistant plants and doing the things that would allow us to conserve water without changing our habits and our desert lifestyle. Beyond that, if this became a permanent reduction in water availability out of the state aqueduct, we probably would have to become far more aggressive in the use of reclaimed water, which we have a reclaimed water program in place as we speak. We probably would be more aggressive in asking new development to install what is generally referred to as purple pipe so that we can have a dual delivery system to the residents. And beyond that, we are exploring, if you can believe this, in the desert, desalinization. We feel that we might be able to partner with some of the cities along the coast, and as a desalinization facility might be built, perhaps Victorville could participate in the construction and purchase a component of the output once the plant is operational. My view would then be to see if we could work a deal with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, where perhaps we could swap some of our desalinization output for access to water that they have that would be easier to deliver to the desert. That's a program that's going to take a lot of work and a lot of analysis, but ultimately I think we're all going to have to accept the need for desalinization, and Victorville's prepared to spend the money to be involved in that type of a project.
Basically trade desalinization water for aqueduct water probably, right?
Could be aqueduct water, or it could be water that comes from other sources. DWP has a huge source of water from the eastern slope of the Sierras that comes down in their own aqueduct, and it's not far from here, and perhaps we could make a deal with DWP where we could get access to some of that water in return for the water that would be ours, if you will, from the desalinization project.
And you've already tapped into the aqueduct water, but Brad, has the county is not, the Mojave Water District has not tapped into that aqueduct water yet, have they? Or Is there plans to do so?
They're entitled to. I don't believe to date that they're using it.
Well, there's a small amount of the State Water Project water that the city of Victorville is taking for use in the power plant located at former George Air Force Base. But other than that, and some minor amounts that are taken by the Mojave Water Agency for, might say, test recharge purposes. Most of the state aqueduct water is yet to be taken.
Brad, is there any plans for the county on this?
Well, you know, the county is a water provider is comparatively minor concern compared to the cities because there's a lot less development to serve. The county does have, but board governed special districts, so the county does have water customers. Those, the basins that serve the county residents are generally not in overdraft, but they are part of the Mojave River adjudication. And so we are also involved in conservation. And my role as a county supervisor, which is larger than that picture that I just painted, is to be fostering cooperation between the cities, the water agencies, and the community leaders in particular in the Victor Valley, to ensure that we're ensuring a long-term supply, reliable supply of water. So I have sponsored collaborative meetings such as the first annual San Bernardino County Water Conference in August. The county is also pursuing water availability near the Field and Pinion Hills, Wrightwood area in Los Angeles County, but there are also other things that we're looking at as well. All of us as water providers are having to look at a variety of innovative alternatives.
The local taxpayers have already been paying for aqueduct maintenance, but we just have not tapped into that water. That's one of the sources we need is a pond, a percolation pond, or...
Well, the Mojave Water Agency is now aggressively storing water underground, and there's potential for a lot more of that, and there's potential to use aqueduct water for underground storage and for recharge of the Mojave River Basin. And that's part of the Mojave Water Agency's long-range plans that they're currently working on.
Mayor Caldwell, there's a traffic nightmare on Bear Valley. You're working on a project for Mojave, the Mojave Road overpass. What about Nisqualli? Is there plans for a Nisqualli overpass?
The plans for a Nisqualli interchange, which I think everybody is eagerly awaiting, is funded and ready to go. The problem is that the bureaucratic nightmare with Caltrans and with what I call rather pseudo-environmental issues has delayed that project far longer than it need be. If it were Victorville's call and Victorville's call alone, we would be under construction on the Nisqualli interchange as we speak. But because the interchange interconnects with Interstate 15, Caltrans is the lead agency. They are the control agency. We're not allowed to do anything without Caltrans first approving it, and that is a slow, tedious bureaucratic.
This has been a Best Syndication video production. Visit bestsyndication.com.